Hello, and welcome back to Tales of Maj'Eyal. Before we get into this, something I do have to quickly just mention here. This isn't technically exactly where we left off, because I clicked somewhere over on this part of the screen when I was trying to change windows between ending my... when I was ending my last recording session. And that caused me to start running this way and explore a little bit. I saw a hostile entity up there, and then I was able to get back without actually starting a battle. That's not really important, that doesn't really matter at all, but I just wanted to mention that. So if you have mouse click to move, you have to be careful with that kind of thing. It is turn-based though, and like Auto Explorer, you will stop if you see something. Anyway, onward to Ungolwen. One thing actually that I don't know if I really mentioned last time. So if you look at the Rod of Recall here, for example, it says right underneath there, Rod of Recall 101, powered by unknown forces. Transmogrification chest powered by unknown forces. Right, infused by nature for this one. Crafted by a master. So it tells you how they were made. The reason that matters is just that's where the arcane forces line. That's where you would see it for the artifact I had to give to the mage. Anyway, into Ungolwen. You feel a thrill of terror and your heart begins to pound in your chest. You feel terribly threatened entering this area. Yeah. High level zone, doesn't matter because nothing here will hurt you unless you hurt it first. You can bump the fountain for some lore if you want. Yeah, if we check these guys out, level 19, level 21, 19, 22. Yeah, we are level 50 boss. Yeah. Tall woman stands before you. Her fair skin radiates incredible power through her white robe. I am Linanil of the Kor'Pul. Welcome to our city, Berserker. What may I do for thee? Nothing for now. Sorry to have taken your time. Farewell, my lady. Yep, so this was the character that was mentioned earlier by the apprentice maid. She's the one who's created this whole city. There are all these other little areas. There's not actually anything to see in any of them, though. The only other thing of interest is going to be up here, where we have a bunch of shops and another character here. I say you there. Yes, you, young one. You seem like the adventuring fair. Up to all sorts of doodaddle in the outside world, I imagine. Well, don't forget to pay patronage to our good library here in the city. Riches of the world are all well and good, but where would we be without the gift of knowledge? And all proceeds go towards the funding of further research. No greater cause, yes? Of course. No greater cause. Okay, so of interest, this shop here, I am looking for staff training. I can spend 100 gold to unlock a new weapon tree for staff training. It's an option that's available for people. I mean, I'm going to be using a two-handed weapon. I guess a staff is technically a two-handed weapon, so I could do my Fearless Cleave or Stunning Blow with it if I wanted to, but not really recommended. Here, you can buy some runes if you're interested in that. Runes are the same as infusions here, except that they are powered by arcane forces, as you can see there. So these count as magic. There are also some lectures you can buy if you want. And infusions here, so infusions and runes. Got some jewelry. I'm looking for some special jewelry. Yes, there's a small fee. I need your services. So if you bring me a gem and a non-magical ring, I can imbue the gem inside the ring for you. Right. So if you collect non-magical rings and all those gems that we sold off, you can craft an artifact here. That was just me auto-exploring the zone. There's nothing else to look at, really. So there we go. Anyway, today's objective is to finish all of the Tier 1 dungeons. You feel very confident walking into this place. So unlocking this, honestly, is going to be almost completely useless for us, at least for this stage of the game. It will pop up with a quest later, but we're not really looking at using that. So okay. Hello, Allied Kingdom Patrol. That's fine. They're just a friendly flavor squad running around. So, playing as a halfling or as a human, Durth is sort of your starting town, and these are your starting 2 dungeons. You start in Trollmire. Trollmire was pretty boring because everything is pretty much a melee attacker, and there's not really anybody with special abilities. And out of the other 5 Tier 1 dungeons, there is another one that's like that, and I'm going to recommend that you actually choose that as your second one. So let's go up here. This is Shatur, the city of the Thalor Elves. Again, bump the statue for some lore. Let's get these wilders up here. So this can be a decent place if you're looking for totems and torques, I guess. I don't really use that too much, but I know people on the forums talk about it on higher level difficulties. You want Torque of Psychoportation, actually, for instance, is just as an escape option. A non-arcane teleport spell, effectively. More infusions here, so movement infusion if I wanted to get something else. This one seems slightly better than the one I have here, but it's fine. So I'll usually come in here just to check the infusions. There's a whole bunch of other shops here. Peruse them as you will. But anyway, if you're playing... So if you choose to play as an elf, you're going to have Shalor and Thalor, two different factions of elves. Thalor are like the wood elves, I guess, whereas Shalor are more like an arcane elf people. So if you're playing as a Thalor, you have two dungeons here. This one is a little bit dangerous, but this one over here, Norgos' Lair, I would almost say is even easier than the Trollmire. So this is going to be our second objective. Now, there is a chance, however, that this will not be as hostile spotted. As easy as it could be. So here you're going to have a bunch of snakes and wolves, mostly. And bears. Oh, I'm taking damage. 16 poison per turn on that one. Yikes. Let's get rid of that. These... I guess this is harder than Trollmire. Because you have those Venus flytraps that spit poison, whereas in Trollmire you have the poison ivy that will poison you if you get up close to it. But is otherwise... Ah, see, this thing just spit at me. Poisoned again. Heal. Now let's stun that using the 4. Poisoned again, it's okay. Healing is back up. But yeah, because those things spit poison at a range, whereas the poison ivy is just a poison melee attacker. Oh, hello. Oh. So this is our first rare enemy. Now, all of the stuff that I've been fighting up until this point has been fairly easy. The bosses are a bit tankier. But really, in this game, it's the rares that you have to watch out for. These things are scary. They're even scarier when you're new to the game and you don't understand the class system all that well. So let's inspect this guy. Talents. I can already tell because he's got the shield rotating here, but that's shield wall. So this giant carpenter ant, Glebeth, the giant carpenter ant, has a class. So just like I'm a berserker, this is a bulwark, which is a defensive, shield-focused fighter class. And so they're going to have a bunch of random abilities. A lot of the time, they're not really all that bad, but because the abilities that they got are random. However, sometimes the randomness just happens to work out into a very problematic set of skills that you are going to have trouble dealing with. Okay, so we're going to cure that. So we're going to try to stun this guy. Stunned is okay. Now, in this case, this isn't too bad because this is an ant, which ants don't have that much health to begin with, so... Oh, we're going to do the Fearless Cleave, step forward as it tries to run away, and we got it. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. But anytime you see any of them... oh, I should have... Yeah, so you can see how these sort of have a little bit of a red border on them. The rares are going to have a purple border. And since we're at a stage where we're seeing rares, I'll point that out next time we see one. But basically, anytime you see one of those, you really want to be careful. Okay, I stepped forward and did a Fearless Cleave, and I still took poison. Really? I guess it was a simultaneous hit. Or something. Oh, this is another one. These jellies don't move, but they will spit stuff at you from a distance. Oh, interesting terrain. Font of Life. This is going to give us significant healing and equilibrium regeneration, which doesn't matter because we're not playing a wilder. Stamina regen and psi regen, but only living creatures benefit. Yeah. Alright, looks like we've cleared this. I always like to just do that one extra time just to make sure. Alright, so what do we have here? An amulet. Light and darkness resistance. Resistance penetration. That's an interesting one. Fire damage, blindness immunity. Not great, honestly, but we don't have an amulet. Might as well. 2 ring slots, both are free. We'll take +6 mental save. The saves are really not all that good in this game, honestly. And confusion immunity. That's pretty decent, I guess. What have we got? 1 armor, or we can get 3 armor. Sure. Metal boots. The rest of this stuff we can scrap. While I'm thinking about it, transmog our old boots. We don't need those. Yeah. So the first 2 dungeons that you enter will have chances of getting these escort quests. In this case, we got the Repentant Thief. There are, I think it's 9, maybe 8 or 9. I don't know the number offhand. There's a set number of escort quests that you are guaranteed to get throughout your playthrough. However, where they show up is going to be random. As far as the tier 1 dungeons go, it's always going to be the dungeon that you first spawn in and the next tier 1 dungeon that you enter. It might also be possible if you don't clear either of those dungeons and you go on to another dungeon, you might get them there. I don't know. I suspect not, but I can't say that with 100% certainty. Anyway, please help me. I'm afraid I lost myself in this place. I know there's a recall portal left around here by a friend, but I have fought too many battles and I fear I will not make it. Will you help me? Lead on, I will protect you. Note, we do not have the option of betraying this escort because this is not an arcane user. Well, that would be one reason. The other reason would be that we have an arcane ability now, so I don't think we can side with the anti-magic cult anymore. Anyway, I will protect you. Give order. Where's the portal? Still far away to the west. So the reason I like picking the Norgos' Lair zone is that the escort quests are relatively easy here. So Trollmire was kind of a big open space, but this has a bunch of narrow passages, which means it's possible to block my escort with my body and just deal with... ooh, iron plate. Can I use that? Just deal with things that are attacking me. I can. I have heavy armor training 3. Adam's using iron mail. 7, 3, and 20 fatigue, or 4, 2, and less. Okay, switch armor. One thing actually that I meant to say last time and I didn't hit C for character screen. So I've been looking at this screen, mostly the talents, to check out monsters and, you know, current effects that are on them, to explain that. But defense, well, okay, attack just explains some various things here. Just kind of a rundown of all your modifiers, but defense is the one that I'm interested in. So I found this to be a little bit confusing when I first started the game. So I want to quickly go over the difference between armor and defense. So as I mentioned, I think in the previous part, defense and ranged defense is your chance to dodge an attack. But armor is your damage reduction. So you can see it's showing +8 there because my switching out my armor is a +8 bonus over what I had previously. So I have 21 armor. This means that all physical attacks do 21 less damage to me. However, there's also an armor hardiness stat. And this is very important because this is the maximum effectiveness of the armor. So I take 21 less damage from physical attacks, but if the attack would do, let's say the attack does 10 damage, I can only block 81% of that 10 damage. So in this case, my armor would only actually prevent 8 damage. Armor hardiness, however, if I take a hit for, say, 50 damage, my armor would block all 21, because I have enough armor and 21 is still less than 81% of 50. So you want to get armor hardiness up to 100 if you want to have maximal armor protectiveness. And that's P for character skills. level up. That's really what the heavy armor training is really good for. You can see I'm currently increasing my armor hardiness by 51% by using this. And that's also because I'm wearing heavy armor. Oh dear, let's not. Okay, we're just gonna wait here for a bit. Kill some animals before... Do that, hit 3 to pop my regen. Look at that, 34 health per turn. Okay, it's safe now. Out of curiosity. Still far away to the west. We're coming in here. That's not far away. That's also the exit. Alright, go you. Hitting 5 to wait. Okay, Dex +2, Cunning +1, so this would be what? Crit Shrug and Crit Chance? Track. Sense foes around you in a radius of 14 for 4 turns. Radius will increase with your Cunning. Might not be the worst thing to have a rank in Track. Heightened Senses, I already have a level of that. Device Mastery, I don't have yet. This reduces the cooldown on things like this Torque, which I think I only used against Build the Troll. Could be useful. So it's going to be Track or Device Mastery. I think I'm going to take Track. Do that, for example, I can see there are enemies down here. Looking around, you can hit L just to activate look mode, and then you can use shift in your arrows to see what's in the area. So yeah, Track lets me see where stuff is. Pretty neat. Just for a few turns. Now that our escort is safe, I'm just going to auto-explore. I'm not too worried about anything in this zone still. This is still very early game stuff. Just keeping an eye on my health. If my health starts to go too low, then I will concern myself with it. Oh, I also have this I could be using if I wanted to. Oh, okay, I just went... Yeah, screen went red because I fell under half health, but then... I'm okay. Really, as long as you're not fighting rares, or bosses, you don't have to worry too much about the health. Level up, more strength, and constitution. Alright. So you can get a little bit of a weapon buff from that. Accuracy and power. This gives us more attack power and another bit of stun and pinning resistance. I'm going to max this out. That's what I'm going to do. Over here with our Constitution, we've just unlocked another passive ability. We have a 15% chance every turn to recover from a stun. You know, I don't like stun. I've noticed. So we're going to grab that. And with additional levels in this ability, it's going to not only increase the chance of recovering, but it's also going to allow us to recover from more things. So that's good and bad. It's good in that it'll be useful more often, but it's bad in that if you're both, say, if you're stunned and wounded, you'd rather have the stun removed than the wound, probably. Anyway, it's a level. It's alright. We're in an anti-magic bush here. We get bonus nature damage, which includes poison. Also nature resistance penetration is good, but our spell power is down. Okay. Whoops, yeah, there we go. Alright, Wild Infusion of the Psychic. Cure Mental, I'm not interested. Linen Cloak, I've already got a magical one. Iron Boots, already got them. Hat, okay, we've got something better. Spiked leather armor. So this gives me, every time I'm hit in melee, I do 10 physical damage to the thing that hit me. I'm going to value the higher defense, I think, on my build than this. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, a bit unusual, but we got another escort on the final level of Norgos's Lair. So that's 3 so far. Temporal Explorer. Oh, but are you... me? So I was right, this is not my original time thread. Please, help me, I'm afraid I lost myself in this place. I know there's a temporal portal left around here by a friend, but I have fought too many battles and I fear I will not make it. Will you help me? Would you help yourself? Funnily enough, you do have the ability to sacrifice yourself from an alternate time thread to the anti-magic cult, if you want to. Some interesting implications there, but we will protect ourselves. Where is the portal? Far away to the west. Okay. Ah. You cast Dust to Dust. This is a beam attack. Beam attack is a projectile attack. I don't remember if it's a beam. I think it might be. That penetrates, so I didn't have to take damage from that. Although I take damage constantly because of my Berserker Rage. So that's a little bit annoying. Also, I'm taking a lot of poison on that one. Let's heal this up. Well, if we're going to go all the way to the west without encountering anything else at all... Or maybe she is hitting me. Yeah, I think she is. I think that's what's going on there. Where's the message log? Because she has the same name as me, right? That's why... Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, she's totally hitting me. Okay, it's a beam, and it does have friendly fire. I thought the escorts were smarter than that, but I guess thinking the escorts are smart in any way is an unfair characterization of them. You're gonna go up that way. Oh, okay, well that's fine. Success. Magic +2, willpower +1, do not care. Foresight. Unfortunately, I don't want any of these. This is not a good option for me. So Foresight, gain 4 defense. So okay, 1% chance to shrug off crits. That's not terrible, I guess. Paradox cost. We could earn ourselves a paradox meter as well for time magic. You peer into the future, sensing creatures and traps in a radius of 10 for 1 turn. No. I mean, that's basically like the temporal version of track. I guess we'll take Foresight, because it's just going to give us 4 defense, which, I mean, we're not really going to be dodging stuff, especially as we get later in the game, so that's not important. But the 1% chance to shrug off crits is okay. And better than spell save. Or like a little bit of stamina, which hasn't been an issue, so I'll take that. But yeah, that was a terrible escort. Let's do that. Get all 3 of them. You got me at the end there. Okay, let's heal up. Snakes have kind of a weird movement pattern to them. They don't approach you directly, but instead they kind of zigzag back and forth, which makes them a huge pain to deal with when you're playing as an archer. What are you? I should have looked, I guess. Poison Ivy. No, that's fine. Ah, boss. Norgos the Guardian. This creature does basically nothing. It has stun, which is a little bit scary, I guess. Shout at it, which actually burns a lot of stamina. It wasn't the best play on my part. Just take a step forward. He's stunned and confused. Yeah, whatever. We're just gonna go through. I think we're doing damage faster. Stun again. Yep, stunned again. No problem. Norgos is pretty easy boss. Got some strength, some con. Okay, new abilities. Death Dance. Let's see, 176% weapon damage in an AoE around us. Pretty nice. And also at level 3 you can cause things to bleed. It's a very good ability. Shattering Blow, we've already got this from our big tree club that we're wielding, and I don't think we've ever used that ability. Did I even explain what Precise Strikes was? It just increases our attack speed and... Oh no, reduces attack speed, sorry. Increases our accuracy. I knew it did that. Crit chance, okay. Reduces attack speed, right? That's probably why I never used this. Eventually we will take a point in this as a point tax to work our way up to blinding speed, which is going to be pretty good. But for now we don't really care. I'll take a point in Death Dance just so I have it. Let's see, at level 8 we can do Duck and Dodge. 50% evasion and 3 additional defense for the next 2 turns. Whenever we take 14% or more of our life from a single attack. It's... whatever. I'm going to go with the combat accuracy. I don't know, I haven't really been missing. I'm still going to just do it. Put a point into this, so I don't have to think about it later. Get our accuracy nice and high. Summertide File. The bosses always do drop an artifact, which has some cool effects. In this case we got a light, plus 30% light resistance, 10% light damage, light plus 4, healing mod plus 10, and it has an activated ability to create light. Again, healing mod plus 10 just means all my heals will be 10% more effective, and light plus 4 is better than our light plus 2 that we have right now. Let's just equip it. Probably never really going to use that, but... Oh, okay. Nowhere left to explore. Zone's complete. So, hit 0, activate that. 40 turns later, we can be on our way. Okay, Clarifying Copper Amulet. Confusion 22%. Blindness 21%. Mind Resist versus Fire... no, Light and Dark Resist. I guess we'll keep what we've got. Mana Burning, Iron Greatsword of Erosion. Okay, so now that since I got that Premonition ability, I've sort of committed to being the arcane side of things. If you're playing a character that isn't a wizard, doesn't use some sort of arcane resource, you do have the option of using Arcane Disrupting Forces infused items. So this was, and both Nature and Arcane Disrupting Forces made this sword. This is actually a pretty nice sword, because it does have that plus 12 temporal, plus 9 nature damage every time it hits, as well as 14 arcane resource burn. But it is Arcane Disrupting Forces, which means that since we know a spell, it's going to do bad things for us, so we're not going to do that. Defense and physical save, I think the plus 1 cunning and plus 1 dex, I don't know, they're both pretty terrible. I think we're good, we don't need any of those. Alright, so I've completed 2 of the Tier 1 dungeons. From here, I just kind of do the other 4 in whatever order. These 2 are, I think, the easiest to save the escorts in, which is why those are kind of nice. So we're going to do this one next, which is our second J for journal. This is the second of the 2 dungeons that it recommends we start out as. Oh. I was expecting to be told that I could skip to the end of the dungeon, but I guess not. Trollish Poem, sure. We are in a necrotic air. Healing is 40% less effective. Undead get plus 15% to resist all. These things split every time you hit them. Some lore. Not gonna worry about it. Bit noisy in here. Okay. So you stop at a door. To open a door, you can either bump it or you can just hit the Auto Explorer button once you've stopped it and you'll go again. However, here we have something interesting. This is a glowing chest. And we want to activate this, kind of kill everything else first. Oops, I meant to do Rest, not Auto Explorer, but Those molds are weird enemies that don't move. Okay, so I'm fully rested. I'm going to open this. Open the chest? Yes. Now, when you open a chest, there are a number of possibilities. Either you'll just get a free item, or you'll spawn a group of monsters like this, or you'll spawn some sort of nasty, rare or stronger, rare or boss class monster. So we just kind of got regular monsters here. In this case, I'm going to use Death Dance. Oh, and kill everything. Okay. Right, because that is significantly stronger than my regular attack. Also, the items that come out of the chests, you have to step back onto them to pick them up. But they're usually going to have some pretty nice modifiers. In this case, it's a Mind Star, so it doesn't matter how nice those modifiers are, we're just going to scrap it. Thank goodness we get a break in the music. Interesting terrain. Yeah, I know. There's a thing there. Okay, way down. Oh, Skeleton Mage. I'm being a little bit hasty here. Use Rush. Get a free melee attack. And a vault. So door has been sealed. So gold chests and vaults, not sure what these are referred to, are potentially dangerous. I've lost a lot of characters to those, especially when I was starting out as a new player. So look at this, level 21. This enemy in particular is quite nasty because it has Stunning Blow. Or I think Stunning Blow... When you stun something, it puts 3 random talents on cooldown, and they don't even have 3 talents, so I guaranteed to knock out their Stunning Blow by stunning them, so waiting here for him to step up to me was the correct play, and then I can just take him out. Okay. No, wait. Oh, okay. You're a little bit faster than me. Slime-covered steel greatsword of persecution. Arcane disrupting, but I mean it's pretty nice if I could use it. So all of these fights, I'm kind of taking the same approach, which is to say, oh, I was gonna say nothing in there, but no, there was something in there. It was a thief. Could not see. So here I have 2 physical abilities that have been applied to me. I'm blind, so I can't see, and I'm illuminated. Luminescence means that I've been revealed, which makes it harder for me to hide. I'm going to do this, and I got unlucky. I was hoping to remove the blindness. As it is, I guess I'll activate the Torque, give myself some physical protection, and I'm taking 20 nature damage per turn. Okay, yeah, we've got a nasty rogue type here. Let's cure that poison. And I'm slowed, huh? Global action speed. I'm gonna walk away. And oh, we had an Orc Master Assassin. Okay, that explains a lot. He is now confused and stunned. Okay. These things are pretty nasty for this level. Managed to kill it, get an Orc Heart, which is a fairly rare find for this early. Impenetrable Iron Mail Armor of Acid Resistance might actually be useful for me. What is that? Carrion Worm Mass. Okay. Let's back up so that we're in the door. It's a little bit risky what I'm doing. I should probably be running away. Okay, we are going to rush out of the acid. See, look at this. Rotting Disease. For the next 16 turns, I'm taking 20 damage per turn. So that is going to kill me. And this is a magical effect, so I can't get rid of it. I can do this, though. This is acid, but not blight. So I can do that, and I can try to out-heal. Yeah, I can out-heal the damage. And then I'm going to wait, so you can see I'm taking significant damage here. But I managed to survive. Okay. It's pretty nasty. Penitence. Okay. So yeah, that was a vault. Vaults are pretty dangerous. Gotta be careful. Let's go down. Penitence, what are you? Tier 2 staff. I'm just gonna sell you. But I am curious. Cures disease and poison. Okay, if I had enough magic, I could actually swap to this and cure diseases on myself. I'm not gonna worry about it though. Okay. Well, we just got 3. We'll go with the 7 armor. Mean for vision doesn't really matter because we have a light source. 7 and 3. So this is higher defense, and it has acid resist. But I think it's actually going to be worse than this because it's a medium armor, or it's heavy armor, but it's not massive armor. I guess would be the in-game terminology. Or lightning resist. You know what? We're still going to wield it. It's fine. Fireball. Wand of Fireball. No. Okay. Alright, so I am curious. If I look at my character defense stats, defense goes up 3, armor hardiness goes down 8%, because I'm not wearing heavy armor. Fatigue goes down though. Fatigue, by the way, this is 14%. That means any ability with a stamina costs 14% more stamina. Also works for mana and other resources. Okay, got some mold over here. Oh, got a skeleton. Well, an archer, more accurately. We've seen skeletons. Slow me down. Okay, let's wait for you to get up to us. Oh. Right, I didn't need to target you. Oh, a sandworm. Interesting. Sandworm tooth. Unusual ingredient to get this early. We're being shot. Okay, let's shields up. There we go, 0 damage. Poison damage is pretty low, so I'm just gonna rest instead of using a charm, just because it's faster when I'm playing. Pop the regen. Where did that mold go? It'll be around here somewhere. Ah! Molds can be annoying. Okay. This was a vault. Just opened it. Armored Skeleton Warrior. Shield Pummel, Disarm. Mana Surge. Okay, that's not going to do anything for you with this set of abilities. We're just going to wait for you to come up here. Okay, we did stun him. No problem. Now, I happen to be familiar with this setup. I believe there are traps in here. Maybe I was wrong. Valor Wood Cuirass. Okay. Also, I'm not too worried about these. The degenerated skeleton warriors, I don't take them seriously. Oh, there we go. There was a trap on this side. We're not good enough with the traps to disarm those. Delayed explosion trap. Yeah, we'll open the door. It's fine. Basically, don't sit around forever. Those fireballs will hurt you. Alright, what have we got? I don't have a belt yet. Defense and stealth. Physical save and mind power. I mean, all 4 of those are pretty much useless, but I guess it's better than not having a belt. Okay, this counts as massive, and it has higher stats, so we're gonna wear this for sure. Plus 3 dex, will, and con. 18% cold, darkness, and nature resist. 25% heal mod. Pretty nice. Scorching Lantern. Okay. So it's kind of like a Thorns effect. If somebody hits us in melee, we do fire damage to them. Light's only plus 2. Seeing stealth and invisible goes up. I think I value the heal mod and increased light radius more. We found another torque finally. This is Fire, Cold, Light, and Arcane. So this is a Thermal Psionic Shield. We'll definitely move that to normal inventory. The rest of this we can get rid of. Also, Encumbrance is getting pretty close. Yeah, so let's just transmog all of this stuff. Armor that we're never going to use. Get our Encumbrance back under control. Okay, one thing I do want to do though is now go under here, wield. The reason I want to do that is that's going to add this to my hotbar. So physical, nature, temporal, and acid. Fire, cold, light, arcane. I like to have one of each type. There are 3 different types of torques you can get. It's kinetic shield, thermal shield, and... what's the third one? Third one is going to be... I don't even remember. Alright, this one's dangerous. We try to stun the skeleton warrior. Got it. R for rest. Open the chest. One of these. I didn't finish this one off, but that's okay. True Striking Iron Mace of the Leech. It's experience and money. Kind of make a zigzag pattern when I'm approaching an archer. I could have used my rush ability as well, but it's fine. Our first hatchling. These always come in sets of 4. They're also really nasty. So you can see, I had to use the heal on that one. Thought I heard somebody shooting at me, but maybe not. No, somebody was shooting at me there while I was trying to heal. Oh dear. Okay, we're gonna pop this shield to protect ourselves from fire and arcane. You have flame and mana thrust. You can do both. Alright, it's not a beam. And at level 3 it's... okay, so at level 3 this becomes a beam. At level 5 this becomes a beam. So maybe it's not shooting at me because there are enemies in the way. But... fire, cure that. It's a physical effect. I do want to be careful about all of that. Okay. Let us level up. Well, Death Dance has been pretty nice. At level 3... yeah, we can get the bleed effect up. Well... or we could max out this. What does maxing this out, though, do for us? Plus 2 physical power, plus 5 stun resist. Eventually we'll get it, but I think this is more important. Okay, weapon mastery. We can get a significant increase in our damage again. However, we did just unlock thick skin, which gives 4% resist all. One of the advantages to having a con build. I think I value damage more at this stage, but I do want to, again, see for character, go to the defense screen. Resist all is wonderful, because resist all stacks with whatever other resistance you have. So if we get hit with a lightning attack, but we have some all resist, the all resist reduces the damage first, and then the lightning resist reduces it, or vice versa. It would be lightning first and then all. I don't know the exact processing order, but I do know that all stacks. It's not like 50% all resist, 50% lightning resist would make you immune to lightning, but it would. I think it would make you take 25% lightning. Is how that would work. So all resist is very good. Okay. So we've made it to the end of the Ruins of Kor'Pul. This is a set room here. I don't have a pickaxe yet. Normally I would dig through this wall so that I could approach the shade from really close without having to... I can't penetrate the wall with my shout, okay. So that I wouldn't have to approach him while he's doing beam-like things like his Mana Thrust. Mana Thrust really the big scary one. But I guess, since I know about it, I can... Okay, just make sure there's nobody else here. Well... Where are you? Usage is a turn. Okay. It's the giant gray rat. It just hit me. Poisoned me. Oh, are you moving? Okay, you've seen me. In that case, let's just wait up here. Okay, he came around the corner, so we don't have to worry about him blasting me from a distance. I'm going to activate that because it's going to give me cold resist as well, which will help against his water stuff. Probably should have done the stunning blow first. Got it. And then we're just going to attack until the stun wears off. There we go. He did his... Oh, he did something else. Made me bleed. This cures a wound. That is a wound. It's instantaneous to use, so we'll do it. Alright, running away, so now we do the Fearless Cleave, step forward. There we go. Trolls and Damp Caves, we completed our 2 starting dungeons. Into the Darkness, we get a new quest. Skull Cleaver. That's a decent one-handed axe, as I recall. It does, lifesteal. Oh. Okay. One other thing, I did not see a portal anywhere in here, but any dungeon with doors, I would recommend not taking the Rod of Recall out, and instead just manually walking all the way through. Yeah, one-handed, not interested. Ooh. Plus 5 armor and 1 strength and con, and cold resist. Thermal for 23? This is thermal for 27. Okay, you know what? Let's wield that. And sell our old thermal. Okay, get rid of that from my bar. Right, so sorry, as I was saying, any place that has doors like this, if you would have an escort quest generate in the dungeon with you, then it has to have a clear path from its starting location to the portal. So if the portal would be locked behind a door, it's not going to spawn, and you can miss it. Which is why I recommend walking through these backwards, because that way, now that you've fully explored the zone, it will spawn when you're going back, and then you'll be notified of the quest. Whoops. There we go. But there was nothing. No, there was nothing there. Alright, I guess... So there are 3 more dungeons we can still do in Tier 1. I guess since this is closest, we'll do Heart of the Gloom. Highly recommend not doing this as one of your first 2 dungeons, because saving escorts in this place is absolutely awful. This zone is so easy for you that you can stroll to the last area with ease. Stay there. If you want to get the lore, if it's your first time playing through the game, I highly recommend playing through all of the zones fully at least once. But at this point, the experience and the treasure that we're gaining in the Tier 1 dungeons is pretty minimal, so we kind of just want to hit the bosses. And like I said, once you get to the point where... Or I don't know if I said this explicitly, sorry. What I mean to say is, when you have these things where it says easy, like this, you can no longer get escort quests in these zones. So you might as well just skip to the end and fight the boss, get the guaranteed rare item drop from the boss, and then leave. You can't grind the whole thing if you really want to, but I don't. In particular, this is an especially annoying dungeon. Got all sorts of weird stuff going on here. Everybody's sleeping, you got all these plants. And the boss here is pretty nasty. Yeah, it's just you have to cover a lot of distance. This isn't nearly as bad if you're playing as an archer or a spellcaster, but for a melee class, this is one of my this is probably my least favorite Tier 1 dungeon to play through. The Dreaming one, we've got an Eldritch Horror here. Let's inspect creature. Yeah, this one has some weird stuff, solipsism in particular. It gets to use its psionic... It has a skill that makes its psionic and life, like, linked with each other, and oh, I just got lit on fire by this thing. So the other thing is all of the enemies in this area. Pyrokinesis. Pyrokinesis is pretty common. Doing things, burning me over time. Oh. Yeah, you are a jerk. Let's just rush you. Now what are you doing? Forged Shield. What does that do? Absorbs 10 damage from the next blockable attack. Currently blocking physical. Okay, annoying. However, it's not going to completely prevent my stunning blow from going through. What have you done to me? Distortion. The target has recently taken distortion damage, is vulnerable to distortion effects, and has its physical resistance decreased by 4%. Okay. Oh, the stun. Yeah, that was a big hit for us. Hey, we survived to level 10. And what was our drop? Surefire. Get some money for that at least. Level 10 is the more exciting thing that just happened. So like level 5, we get 2 class points and no generic points on this level. Any of these that we really want to upgrade? Am I going to want this eventually? I guess it's if we've burned through all of our stamina, it is worth getting a point in. So we'll put 1 point here just so we can get to this. We'll put a point in here as well to max that out. Now we have a category point. This is really something special. So we have a couple of options. First, we could unlock a new tech tree if we wanted to. Right-click to remove the point, by the way. Shield defense, archery training. These two, I don't even know why. Like for a berserker, it's like, why would you bother? Superiority. This is a more powerful tree. It requires you to be level 10 for the first ability. I'm not actually that familiar with this class. It's not one that I play that often. I mean, I play random, so I kind of play whatever I get, but which means I don't really know a lot of them. Physical damage reduction is increased. Chance to shrug off crits. Knocking foes back. Battle call summons foes to me, getting them into melee range. That could be useful. Put all of your strength into your weapon blows, creating shockwaves, and deal physical damage to all nearby targets. I don't know. Not too impressed. Shattering Shout. This is the Work Rise is another level 10 tree. So instead of these, where it's level 0, 4, 8, and 12, these are going to be 10, 14, 18, and 22. It's a pretty powerful hit. It increases with strength. This gives us some AoE. Instant. Doesn't take any time to use, and instantly just recover some stamina. Okay. This is starting to look pretty good. Boosts life and stamina by a certain amount. Maximum life and stamina. And this lowers defense of foes, making them easier to hit, and also disables evasion and concealment bonuses. Huh. Interesting. Mortal Terror. We can daze enemies if we do a hit that does 43% of their total life. And also we get increased crit chance. It's a passive, I mean that's pretty good. Another passive. After scoring a critical hit, my maximum hit points are increased by 2%, life regen by blah blah blah, stamina regen, and it stacks. Okay. That's pretty nice. You know, we might actually, instead of just going con, maybe we should have been going cunning for our secondary. Get that crit chance up with Bloodthirst. If I had a planned build, that's the kind of thing I might have done. Bloody Butcher, another passive. Increased physical power, which physical power I think increases the chance of us landing physical ailments on opponents. I'm not entirely sure what the difference is between physical power and attack power. Might just be a damage increase. I don't quite know, actually. In addition, you make a creature bleed. It's physical. Okay, that's what I think. That's the kind of thing. Okay, so I think physical power. I'll look this up in a second, but I think it makes things like bleed more likely to land, so opponents are less likely to shrug those off. Compares your physical power to their physical resist or something like that. Reduces its physical damage resistance. And Unstoppable. Unstoppable is kind of the signature Berserker skill. It makes it so that you just cannot die. Your health cannot drop below 1 during the frenzy. And at the end of the frenzy, you gain 4% of your health per foe slain during the frenzy. So Bloodthirst is what we're going to go for. It's just too good. The Dirty Fighting is more like rogue type stuff if we want cunning. It's okay. So that's one thing you can do. You can unlock a skill. Just to quickly go over the other options for category points. You can see here that I have 1.3. It says times 1.3 here. That means that every point I put into this counts as 1.3 levels. So I'm currently at level 1.3 of this skill. I'm at level 6.5 of this skill. So effectively I have 6.5 ranks in this, not just 5, because I'm so good at this talent tree. If I put an extra point into here, I can increase that rating, and then I'd be at 7.5. Now, I'm not really sure what difference that would make. Let's see, 56% stun resist, 60% stun resist. It makes your abilities very slightly better. This is super situational, never actually do it. I'm just kind of pointing out that it is an option. Category points are too valuable, don't waste them on that. The other thing you can do, and what we are going to be doing with this category point, is we're going to get an inscription. You can learn 2 new slots. Do you wish to buy one with a category point? Yes. Okay, and what that's going to do is now I can use a 4th inscription. So I'll use that movement inscription. Oh, there it is. Right over here. So now I can have 4 of these things going at a time. You can have 2 of the same one, so I could go double regen or double heal if I wanted to. But I did want this, the movement one here. Okay, let's just finish off this dungeon. I gotta teleport, sure. I mean, we did kill the boss, but okay, and we're done. I'm not gonna bother exploring the rest of it. I think that's fine. Let's see. Second ring, sure. +6 defense, +3 cunning. Don't really care about those. Blight resist, blight damage, whatever. Surefire, we're just gonna sell. Strength. Yes. We'll take strength, and then cold fire is also pretty common damage types, so we'll take the resistances. Storm leather gloves as opposed to sludge grip. I'm fine with what I have, I think. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, well, we didn't quite get through all of the Tier 1 dungeons. We have 2 left, so we'll check those out in the next part. And, oh, sorry, one more thing before I forget. I just needed to quickly confirm this. Attack. Physical power. What the heck is this thing? It is opposed by your opponent's physical save. It represents how overwhelming your physical abilities are. When your physical attacks inflict temporary detrimental effects, so things like stun or bleed, for example, every point your opponent's save exceeds your physical power will reduce the duration of the effect by 5%. Okay, right, so increasing my physical power means that my stun will last longer against enemies that have high physical resist. Okay. So that's what that does. Anyway, yeah, we'll clear out those last 2 Tier 1 dungeons in the next part. I will see you then.